Racketeam.
Yes.
RACITAM.
Oh, really?
That contract, or whatever it
Oh,
is,
my God.
for approving Sean Racketeam.
I call the order meeting Portland City Council. Today is Monday, March 17th, 2025. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a brief prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to serve you and to serve this city. We ask for your wisdom and guidance on the decisions before us this evening. We ask this in your name. Amen. Rhonda, can I have a roll call, please?
Jim Bradley. Kathy Fleischer. Here. Dick McLean.
Here.
Don Moore.
Here.
John McCurry.
Here.
Scott Rowley.
Here.
Kevin Pyros.
Here. May I have a motion for the approval of minutes from the March 3rd, 2025 council meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections? Rhonda, can I have a roll call?
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Abstain.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. May I have a motion for the approval of schedule of bills to be paid totaling $274,445.33.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call?
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. May I have a motion for the approval of bank reconciliation ending February 28th, 2025?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call?
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. Okay, we have a couple of items on the old business tonight. First up is ordinance O-06-25, an ordinance amending ordinance O-56-22 and codifying ordinance 505.11, allowing controlled deer hunting with bow and arrow or crossbow and bolt within the city of Cortland during the state of Ohio's deer hunting season. This is the second reading submitted by Councilman Bradley. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call, please?
John McCurry.
Yes.
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-07-25, an ordinance amending ordinance O-52-22 to update the civil services laws in the city of Cortland, Trumbull, County of Trumbull, state of Ohio. This is the second reading submitted by the police chief and the Civil Service Commission. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call?
Scott Rowley.
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John McCurry.
Yes.
Kevin Pyros.
Yes. Okay, that concludes our old business. We're going to move on to new business. First up is ordinance O-08-25, an ordinance authorizing the fire chief to enter into an agreement with Sancio Inc. to transfer fire and EMS reporting data for the City of Cortland Fire Department. This is an emergency submitted by the fire chief. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay,
Chief?
yes, the reason for the emergency is to, maintain the price on that. I've been working, it's been a project since we moved over to ESO. Nothing's moved quickly, but all of a sudden now they want it done. Sanzio wants us off the platform for not paying their monthly fees. So, this is a quote for you see the quote for the EMS? I've got basically tentative quote for the fire. They haven't given me an official one on writing, but it's about the same price. We have more EMS reports by far than fire reports, because that's about 80% of what we do. So, they quoted me about the same price for the fire end, so that put me just over what I had to come to you guys for approval to get this done. But this will bring all of our EMS and our fire to our new platform, so that we can save everything not only electronically, but also through the cloud on off-site.
So are you saying you're gonna come in with another ordinance just for fire data?
No, this should cover both of
This
them.
covers both, okay.
Yeah.
That's how it was written, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, no,
We did it
this
right.
one, actual quote, this was for the EMS, which I approved, and then they come back and said, well, we want the fire off of there now too, which we knew was coming, but we just haven't been expedient about getting to it. So I said, how much is it? And they go, well, we expect it to be this much. It's 20 cents per record.
Okay.
We have a lot more EMS records than we do fire records, so.
We think the fire may be less than.
Yeah, we just did a not to exceed because I don't have a firm quote.
Right. Perfect. Any questions on the fire chief? All right, Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Don Moore?
Yes.
John Terry?
Yes.
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes. And now a roll call on the ordinance, please.
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Don Moore?
Yes.
John Terry?
Yes.
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-09-25, an ordinance amending the planning and zoning code and general offenses code of the city of Cortland to modify and clarify language regarding barbed wire fences. This is the first reading submitted by the Planning, Zoning, and Building Commission. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's going to go on record that tonight before council, we had a public hearing regarding the proposed amendment to the aforementioned ordinances. There were no representatives from the public that were in favor, or nobody that was opposed to it in attendance tonight. The Planning and Zoning and Building Commission did meet earlier this year and unanimously recommended that we adapt the changes. So, are there any other questions regarding this ordinance? All right. Hearing none, Rhonda, can I have a roll call, please?
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Don Moore?
Yes.
John Terry?
Yes.
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-10-25, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Alexander's Pest Control, Inc. for mosquito control. This is the first reading submitted by the interim service director. May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions?
Kevin, I just wanted to ask, is this the same outfit that did it the last year or two?
This is Alexander's,
Yeah.
they've been with us for quite a few years now. Any other questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call, please?
Don Moore?
Yes.
John Terry?
Yes.
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes. Okay, next is ordinance O-11-25, an annual appropriation ordinance for the city of Portland, county of Trumbull, state of Ohio, for fiscal year ending on the 31st day of December 2025. This is an emergency submitted by the finance director. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency, please?
So moved. Second.
Okay.
This is our annual budget. We've had, finance committee meeting to discuss this.
Any questions of Patty? Hearing none, Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Don Moore?
Yes.
John Terry?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes, and now a roll call on the ordinance, please.
John Terry?
Yes.
Scott Riley?
Yes.
Kathy Fleischer?
Yes.
Dick McLean?
Yes.
Don Moore?
Yes.
Kevin Powers?
Yes. Okay, next up is ordinance O-12-25, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with GPE Group to perform construction administration and inspection for the West Main Street Water Line Replacement Project. This is an emergency submitted by the interim service director. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
May I have a motion on the emergency clause?
So moved. Second.
In this case, the emergency is due to time constraints since the water, that project is going to initiate here very, very soon, possibly within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So that is the requirement for the emergency because of time constraints. So are there any other questions?
Does anyone have an idea? I understand from Sean, he was gonna get a construction schedule shortly. Has that arrived? Does anyone know?
I have not seen a construction schedule as far as that. And due to other commitments, Sean was unable to attend the second meeting of the month.
Was there something in his report? I read it somewhere.
I think it's at the beginning of April.
Yeah. So that within the next few weeks is supposed to be kicked off. Now, I know that they were talking about getting doing it in segments going down the street, so I'm sure they're gonna start at the High Street and work their way south, west. So I'm not sure what, at what point, where they'll be at what given any point. So, I'm sure once that they do start and get a time frame, we'll share that with you. Any other questions? Rhonda, can I have a roll call on the emergency, please?
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Burkett.
Yes.
Scott Riley.
Yes.
Stephen Parrott.
Yes. And now a roll call on the ordinance, please.
Kathy Fleischer.
Yes.
Dick McLean.
Yes.
Don Moore.
Yes.
John Burkett.
Yes.
Scott Riley.
Yes.
Stephen Parrott.
Yes. Okay, that concludes our new business. We're gonna go and start with our reports. First up, Police Department, Chief Morris.
Just a few things tonight. So we were awarded a grant through the OCKS for $23,000. We were one of 2 Trumbull County departments. That'll allow us to buy some equipment for the new cruiser. We sold a cruiser in anticipation of a new one coming. We got $24,000 for it for 2019. So again, our program is continuing to work as we said it would. And finally, we have we just posted today on the National Testing Network for entry-level police officer, so I'll be getting that information to Rhonda to put on the site. We finally finalized the testing. It's a national group that will hopefully get us some more candidates to apply. So that information will be posted on the website probably the next day or so. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer. Questions?
Thanks, Chief. Next up, Fire Department, Chief Ray.
Police chief's kind of wordy.
I really don't have anything to,
Report tonight, you have my annual report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on the Fire Department? Thanks, Chief.
You're
That's
welcome.
gonna be one of your shortest ones.
I know.
All right, I don't have anything on behalf of the Service Department this evening. Then we'll move on to the Finance Department. Patty.
Short and sweet. We're still working on union negotiations. They're wrapping up. So I'm hoping real quick we'll have this finished and before you for approval. Other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Thanks, Patty. I don't have anything from the mayor for announcements. All the announcements that were announced the last meeting would be anything on the website, any critical announcements as far as schedules or anything like that. Are there any council committee reports this evening?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. TRC met real quick before the meeting just to go over the structure of our meetings and to schedule when we're gonna have them from now on.
Mr. Brad is not here tonight, but as Finance Director for the Finance Committee met last Monday night, talked about the appropriations. Kevin, I'd just like to mention our MVG committee meets on the 4th Monday. We're gonna probably move that to the 5th. There's 5 Mondays in March. We're probably gonna
other announcements from council?
Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that we do have Director of Public Service posted on the website, if anyone's interested.
All right. Anybody from the audience wishing to ask questions of council?
Here comes the press.
Yeah, I'm gonna move, 'cause that sun is right through there. All right, well, no questions, so, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Dick McLean,
Yes?
John Moore,
Yes.
John Kerry,
Yes.
Scott Riley,
Yes.
Kathy Fisher,
Yes.
Kevin Federle.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Good time.